share here on our Young Prenuer Talk Show. We talk reality. We don't just talk in abstract. We discuss things that matters. When you apply it, not just listen to us, but you apply everything you hear us discuss here on Young Prenuer Talk Show, and you always see the progress. Today again, we say welcome, and with me in the studio today is no other person than a very wonderful man. Not just a man, a wonderful entrepreneur. Not just an entrepreneur, a career professional. In fact, I don't know what adjectives to use in qualifying. He's loaded. Let me just simply say, here with me is Mr. Toba Shekola. That's a powerful name, Mr. Toba Shekola. You're welcome, sir. And our topic today, our discussion is talking about education. Education. When it comes to Nigerian education, we're just limiting it to Nigeria alone. We're not limiting it here alone. But when you look at education as a whole, especially in this country, does it possess faith or fear in our young people? When it comes to education, when you look at what has been, what it is now, and what it tends to be in the future, is there any positive impact? Or let's say, is there any, does it possess faith? Do we still really believe in children getting education as a way of being successful in life, or it actually poses fear? What is actually the state of our education? What is actually what are the proceeds? Is education just education by going to the four walls of the school, or what that education can produce? Why do we get education? What are the importance of being educated, and what are the benefits of it to individuals as it matters, especially in our nation of today? These are many things that we're going to be hearing from Mr. Shekola as a versatile person when it comes to education. He's a lover of knowledge, and he has been, still, say if you refuse to stop learning, exactly. So he's still very much highly an educationist. Let me just put it that way. Okay, so Mr. Shekola, I hand it over to you. When you look at the structure, education, the components, and every other thing, when you talk about education, speak, is what do we expect? What is education per se? Is it just the formal learning or the informal? Because we have the formal, we have the informal. What is what's that scope of education to you, Mr. Shekola? Can you please?
Good afternoon, viewers. I greeted you once again. Thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure anytime I come on to teach or to talk on how to empower the youth. Why the youth? Because that's the future of this country.
Exactly.
Future of every society or community. Whenever there's no youth in every environment or even in an organization, you know that organization, because there's nobody, the adult will leave the house when they are young. It is the younger ones that will continue the heritage which the parents or the older ones left behind. So it's a pleasure anytime I come around just to educate or to empower the mind. Now, I will talk about education. Education really, what's the formal and informal? They are all education. Because prior, before this time, there has always been means in which people transfer information, because education has to do with information. How informed you are will define how far you will go to, because it is information that leads to transformation. If you are not informed, definitely you will be deformed. So what are the levels of those information? We come to this world not empty, but just that a vacuum that needs to be filled and the world, the universe itself, above vacuum. Whenever there is a vacuum, something must be filled there.
Exactly.
Whether it be negative or positive.
Exactly.
Something must be filled there.
Nothing is
So that is,
empty.
yes, so nothing is being kept empty. So now, both formal and informal, because from generation to generation, there has always been a provision on how things transcend. Gone are those days, a particular era, where it is the agrarian era. Those days is showing your farm, and I will tell you how successful you are. That's why our foreparents married many wives. Many people doesn't know the ideal. Why our foreparents? Why did they marry plenty wives? Why did they give plenty? Why did they give birth to plenty children? And if you are living in, if you want that era now, definitely you are making the you are making the big mistake of your life. Yes, in those days, why did they marry plenty wives? Because they have farm, and they need people that must work in the farm. So it is the number of wives and children that goes to the farm.
So you see the family members as the employees.
Yes, that's the direct
the workers.
Yes, the workers they have there. Now that era has passed. Another era coming, which happened to be the educational era. Now, what happened in the education? Simple. Just go to school. And once you are out of school, you know you are made. My father benefited from that because immediately he finished his standard 6 or so. He just got job with the government.
With everything,
intact, everything. Now that era.
And I learned those eras. They used to even send invites, like to, instead of you searching for a job, submitting applications in offices, in companies. It is the company that will come, go shopping, going to different citadel of knowledge, universities and the rest, and tell them that please, we need the graduates. So immediately you are graduating, just start choosing.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So in fact, even the established the organization that will be fighting, no, I want this, I want that. Wow. This is the person I wanted.
You may have like 4 different places.
Yes, but it is no longer that way now, because that era of education has passed. We are now in the informative era, where it is information that leads to transformation. That is why you see we have IT, a lot of technology and the rest and that. So it has come to the point that even when you are educated and you stay within few limit or where you are and you never upgraded yourself, you just remain irrelevant even with the education. So that is the issue where we have presently now. We have a lot of educated people that never knew that education has left them, has left the 4 walls of the class.
Because they couldn't apply the knowledge.
Education is more than that class sitting and giving you vitals or taking notes. This is what is physics. This is the study of matter, and this is beyond that. Beyond that, it's so beyond.
It's not just the formal learning, but the application of what you have learned.
Yes, not the formal of the cram. You going to school and cramming in order to get the best grade. After getting the best grade, what
best students in class.
Yeah, the best
certificates.
Yes, I'm not condemning that. Exactly. It's very, very good. But if you keep yourself with that, and you allow that A and the decision, decision 1 plus as the rest, and get to your head, and you now be like an egg roll. Yeah, you see, egg roll is big. The egg is packed inside it and full with flour, and that's why you see some of them with big certificates. And that certificate will not make you to reason, because that certificate will be controlling you. You thought you have arrived, don't knowing that you have not arrived anywhere. Yes, that's why you see those that do not go to school in those days, that knows that they don't have opportunity to go to school. They are really the one making it, other than those that don't go to school that have the certificate.
Okay.
I have a dropout. When we are going to school, then he cries that he doesn't want to go to school. My father will go to school this was because I was born in the north. Sorry, if you are from the north. Not that the north doesn't value school, but just that at that particular time, education is not seen. They did not the value of education was not seen. So I taught this boy. My father would say, "Don't mind him. You keep on going. Keep on. You know if you know where that guy is today.
What is controlling?
What is controlling?
In terms of resources.
You know that education is not only
in the certificate.
Yes, not only in the certificate.
But
it is in the certificate. You educating yourself, telling yourself what to do. Because knowledge, you see, they say knowledge is power. Yeah. I used to say it is the applied knowledge that is power. If you do not apply that knowledge you have, it is powerless. It will take you nowhere. Because education will just make you literate. Just literate. The learning of reading and writing. Learning to read and write. Education is far beyond reading and writing.
And what you do with your literacy matters.
Yes, it's what you do with your literacy. And so don't allow that to limit you. Go to school is good and fine. Look for all means to educate yourself. Yes, you can. Someone like me, if I go extra mile to be educated. I lost my dad immediately after my secondary school. So no group of furthering my education. With the glory of God, I did all manner of menial job just to make sure I get educated, and I graduated. That graduation, NYSC, I served in Edo State. I thought I would just, but after my service, and that's when I realized that the real education just started.
You've been educated, but now to apply.
Yes. So don't be like most of. That's one of the problem we have with most of the graduates. A lot of grammar, a lot of certificate. Some even after the first degree, go for the second degree, third degree, and rest, even without you achieving anything.
Okay, so at that junction, from what you have said now, I think you've been able to actually open up the main cause while the education from some, let's say, looking at it from a particular perspective, while some tend not to really value the education person, because many of these people, or many of our young people, our students that are being educated, they don't really know what they need to do with that knowledge in order to produce things that will actually bring those potentials, what that knowledge will generate for them in terms of resources, applying it so that they will be productive in that area. So all what some of them believe is that, okay, when I go in there, they just strive to become, have the best grade, the best of grade, and they just believe that having the best of grade is what really matters when it comes to going to the industry to work. When they now get there, I think there is a very wide gap between the four walls of the classroom, what you have learned, and your ability to perform by the time you get employed or you get to apply that education in the area that is really that really matters, due to some other areas that they must augment. Like you said, we're in the world of technology, we're having IT and some other things that's needed to be added so that your educational knowledge that you have learned in the four walls of the classroom, so that you'll be able to come up with something productive in that area. Mind you, somebody there, maybe things when it comes to equipment in the offices that can upgrade that your knowledge that you have could limit you in quotes. And I think that's the need while some companies normally do training for the new recruits. And Some, if they don't do the training, the assassin has not really seen it because you find your body could right. I think this is how we actually need to rest. So it's not just to the it's not
is that the whole time they go the person WB is really a professor now. If he's still yes, Mr. Emmanuel. He taught us after once we're on holiday, don't just go and sit down because I study mechanical engineering. Go to the mechanic section. Go and learn
and see the bicycle exactly.
So I bought this idea. Whenever I'm on holiday, I go look for a mechanic workshop, sit down with them, do this, do this, do this. This is how it is done.
So all those things that you read in the books, we are now seeing them live.
Live and practical,
the way they are being
how they
applied.
practicalize and how those mechanics are doing it. But here, immediately they are on holiday, those people are on holiday, they will organize extramural lesson. Teach them the same thing you have taught them in the classroom. Why don't this IT computer appreciation, computer knowledge, computer engineering, computer application, why don't you let those words go and learn software? Those students go and learn those words. Or they go to some of those that want to be versatile in the area of business. Go to people that do business.
Do some career talk for them.
Go to people that sells in the market.
Take them out.
How is that? Because it's also about
it could even be something that will teach them like
why don't you go to
so we are
electrical engineering? The child is having interest in engineering. Let him go and learn. There's plumbing, let him go there.
When you are talking about that, they are having a picture of it. They've seen how it functions, they've seen how it works.
Yes, that's how we see most of these technological countries like China are advanced more than us.
Wow.
Yes, they are, in fact, they are advanced.
That's right from the young
yes.
You know, that's exactly. That's what I'm saying, catch them young.
Yes.
Are we catching our students
teaching them
young?
practical theory that you still come and
in the book.
Yes, open the book. Either go to this, you still know
make them bookworm.
They become bookworm, and they learn. All what they are doing is to cram.
And that's why they find it difficult. By the time they finally pass through all those years, within the four walls of the classroom, by the time they now see the reality and they come in, they'll be able to do it. It is the same people that have now gone through the practical aspect of it, they will now invite them as the IT, to come and train them.
To still come and, instead of, if they have gotten those IT knowledge, they won't graduate, even when there's no job. Yes, we know there's no job in the country. That doesn't mean we should condemn the country.
Exactly.
You don't have job, you can create job for yourself and for other people.
And that's the essence of this young Prenuer talk show. How to be a better person.
Yes.
You like direct to how you post, how to with practical. It's married with theory, practical, then as well we come up.
So instead of you graduate, thinking of what to do, rather than going to be driving or riding on Okada or so, you can learn a trade. Learn now, how if the country about take over and because to the youth, one of the other sector that you don't think if you see something is fluent English, the fluent English is what I still find
it's ironical. You spend years with everything, the effort, the time, and at the end of the day, yes,
just to pass,
and
you have that certificate,
and now you end up there on the street, riding bikes, doing menial jobs, and all this and all. It is actually, it is an eyesore. It is an eyesore to the nation when this happens. But like he said, or like we say here, everything is not just about the government, because it wasn't the government that actually sent you to school. Mind you, sent yourself to school. Your parents did that, so you should be able to generate something
that out of the box.
Exactly, something that will move you forward.
An idea.
The idea.
Like, Dr. Sam,
ideas rule the world.
Idea rules the world.
Exactly. You should be able to generate idea. Why are you going to that school? Why are you going to the school? Let that school give you the solution in the society. You wouldn't matter.
Peradventure, even the school will not give you the solution, because what the school is teaching you cannot give you the solution, except if you want to lie to us. Now you can self-education.
Exactly.
Because we are in the era of certificate, not
what certificate. You understand, yeah.
Sabi, what you can do. Certificate, not certificate.
Exactly.
Certificate is what the school gives you to go and look for job.
Wow.
But certificate is what you can do.
Use that
inherent potential, what God has deposited in you, while you are growing. As you are coming up, you are learning from this. You went to live with your uncle, and your uncle is this. You buy from there. You are out. You are sent on an errand. You see this, and you get from it. Those are potential. Look at your potential. Sleep down. What you can do without any that even when you are sleeping, if they wake you to do it, it's a magic to that. You'll be happy to do it. That is potential. Work on it.
And now talking about that one, isn't it better that you factorize this potential even through school? Because now I think government has looked into the area of restructuring the educational the syllabus and some others, so that they will be able to accommodate some skills and acquisition and all that. Because I think they've seen that this just getting the formal and not getting the practical aspect of it is limiting the pupils or the students or graduates from thinking or being versatile, thinking outside the box. So now if they do that pari passu while they go through school and they've been able to expand it more, so that there are some, when you look at the curriculum now, you'll be able to see some textile design, some things that involve, so that people can go in there and get these things done. So that it should just be limited to, okay, they want to, back in the day, when they want to study some things, you are only limited to certain courses. There are some that you may desire to do that you don't have them there. They're just limited to the traditional law, medicine, just like that. But now, I think it's now more robust. You can now talk about some practical aspect of which is textile, some that they are trying to push into this.
I think it would be good for the government to do that. Because our curriculum is a major issue. Now it's being taken care of to go a long way of solving the issue of education without education.
Education without education.
Yes.
Education without being educated.
Yeah, because the real education starts after the classroom.
After the classroom.
That is the real, because school will teach you a lesson and give you a test to write. And they will now provide certificate for you. For life, will give you a test.
Okay.
So that you now learn lesson
from the tests.
Exactly. So it's two different things. That is why some younger people find they fizzle away after the education. See some committing suicide.
Because you can't find the
life will first of all test you. Before you learn from the test, life is giving you. But education will first give you, educate you, before they now test you. And it's two different things. Exactly.
Just like they always say that there is a slogan that says experience is the best teacher.
Yes.
Experience is the best teacher. So that you experience the life yourself, then the lesson you learn from that experience, you be able to apply it.
Yes.
So that you know that
and that is the real education.
That is the real education.
Because the education is what can you do with it?
The
knowledge you get. That's why experience is always the best teacher.
Always the best teacher. It's always the best teacher. That's a very wonderful answer. Thank you very much, Mr. Shikola, for that. I believe our youth at home and everywhere they're watching us from, they'll be able to learn something very vital and cogent when it comes to education, so that they will know why they are within the four walls of the classroom, and they won't just limit their scope to just that. I want to become the. And if truly they actually understand why they are in the classroom, they won't go all out to say they have to manipulate just to get the A. You understand what I'm trying to say? They won't try to manipulate that. They need, go all out. I don't want to talk about the parental aspect of it. There are some parents that all they want to do just to show that my child has the best grade. They will even go and cut corner, buy, and you can see a result that is bought over, that is it was not earned by that. So what knowledge do you have to back up that result?
It's not their fault. When it's the
error
and we worship certificates. Worship certificates.
And that can bring food to your table. So we have a long way to go, and mind you, as a young person that you are out there, you're still in school, and education is not just limited to you going to school alone. Even outside the school environment, you can still school yourself, like you have heard from Mr. Kola. The day you stop learning, that's the day the person starts dying. The day you stop getting the needed information, that's the day you start deforming. So don't just say, I'm out of school, then you are not doing it. You have to keep learning till you die. Everybody will keep learning till the old age. Let me not say to you that I don't say maybe you want to know till you are old.
So that you'll be obsolete.
Yes, till you are old, so that you'll be obsolete.
Many people are obsolete. They have many that have first degree, even second degree. That today immediately they marry.
You said it. Is that what we're talking about?
Immediately they got their first job. That is the end of their.
They just relax.
Yes.
Every other thing they don't apply it again. They just limit it to here. And whereas there's more to them.
Yes.
There's more to you.
Continuously. You must always have books
upgrade
in
yourself.
your area. What in your career? What books do you read there?
The relevant things in those areas, the basics.
Do research. To move ahead, to forge ahead, to make that your environment better.
You can imagine, Mr. Shigola, this comes to mind. Back in the days, let's talk about let's look at the aspect of typewriter. The typewriter. Remember the typewriter?
Yes.
And then it used to be in vogue. You can imagine some of our mothers then, some of our people that were actually doing it, and it was bringing them huge money. And let's now say the person limited it to just that typewriter alone. And this is the era of computer advance. So you now limiting yourself to just that knowledge alone. How many people now say, I'm looking for a typist? How many companies out there that say, oh, we need a typist in our company? So if you were the one that you've gotten that kind of knowledge before, all you need to do is to upgrade yourself to the computer age. That's what we're talking about. So exactly that is the stage of education. When you get this education, then you should be able to apply things that are relevant in that area that you've been educated. Then you'll be able to chip them in and make it, to have a robust knowledge of that, so that you'll be relevant in any industry of your choice, based on whatever you want to do. I'm not saying you can start your own company with your knowledge of education that you've acquired. But how can you start something you don't know? Then how are you going to train somebody?
Anything you don't know is bigger than you.
It's bigger than you. How are you going to transform that book, that knowledge in the book, into reality that people will come into and like, oh, you've started this in this area. You've been able to establish this fact. You've been able to run this company. You've been able to do this. You've been able to do that. You are the initiator of this. You are the facilitator of that. You understand? And if you can't do that, you always be there looking for somebody that wants to employ, or that wants to. You always look out for someone to. You understand?
Come on, about twist. Unless the salary there is not enough, you look for another job.
And when you are limited, exactly. And when you are limited in knowledge, when it comes to relevant things that you have to do now, you need to know.
Once they're not relevant.
And the young people after you that they will take over. You can imagine back in the days.
Young. Those that upgrade themselves.
Like I said, when you talk about young people here on Young Prenuer Talk Show, we're not just talking about the age limit. We're talking about the young at heart. People that can think out of the body. Maybe 60 and very vibrant in your thinking. How relevant are you? How current are you in that area that you are looking into? And you may not just limit yourself to just a particular area. You can explore. Some other areas, and all these are what we're talking about when it comes to education. It is a whole lot when it comes to education, and that's what will really make you to be like fulfilled that yes, I'm educated. I'm an educated, but not an educated illiterate. So you can pick it up from there.
Yes, so don't be an educated illiterate. Just make sure you upgrade yourself. Go for knowledge. When you go for that knowledge, apply that knowledge. It is like I said earlier, knowledge is power when you apply. If you don't apply it, will be wasted. So after that, make sure you're upgrading yourself. Don't stay in a particular place.
Stagnant water stinks, so you don't need to stink. You have to.
So, go for knowledge, like the nature. Don't allow science because some of them they cannot think because they that's it. Know that they cannot do any other thing apart from government job. You must get a government job.
No government job,
Government job is not forthcoming. You stay at home. Your parents, your mother, your dad will still feeding you.
The person is out of the labor market.
Yes, giving you morning food and night, afternoon food and night food. And what are you? You are not productive.
After all the education.
You blame the government. Government cannot do everything for us. So everything that the government can do.
What you have done for yourself.
Yes, what can you also help the government with? So God will help us. And if God is helping us, let's also help ourselves. Yes, we must tell ourselves the truth. Yes.
Because even education is no shame.
Yes, we are young. Even the Bible says it is better for a young man to bear the burden at his young age. So now that you are young, stand up. If you need to go for another education course, go for it. The one you go for, if you need to for a practical thing, go for practical knowledge so that you can be versatile.
Yeah, and relevant in the society
yes.
and to yourself.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shikola. So I believe our young people out there, our viewers out there have actually learned a lot when it comes to education. I believe somebody has been able to get this reorientation, reorientation when it comes to going to school, as in education, as the case may be. That education is not just education in the four walls of the classroom, but you getting your mind educated and your ability to produce those things, the knowledge that you have acquired, so that people will see you as a solution to your world, and people will be able to buy into your own idea, perspective, that you'll be able to be a better version of yourself. And I believe with this, the future of our education in Nigeria as a country, it is sealed, it is bright. If our youth are able to marry or merge the theoretical with the practical, and that's what brings the magic, and that's what makes our world to go round. And this is what we talk about when it comes to Youngpreneur Talk Show, how we give your dreams the wings to fly, so that tomorrow you can boldly touch your chest or keep your head high and say, I'm an educated individual, I'm an educated personnel, and people will respect you for what you can do, not just for what you have in that your certificate. So on this Tuesday, this is where we're going to be rounding it up. We believe you really enjoyed us from Optimal TV with your favorite lady, Madam Oluwakemi. We are situated at 3/5 Osoko Road, Ojodu Bega, Lagos. So like I'll tell you, you can always follow us. You can contact us. See our contact there. Go to our website, check us out, and you'll be happy you are following us. You'll be happy you are part of us as we remain part of your success. So till we come your way next time, bring it to you another wonderful edition that will keep you flying. We are here to say